Hello everyone. So in the previous class we discussed about the constructor. Okay, what is constructor and how to declare the constructor. Now we will see the different types of constructor. Okay, so types of constructors. So mainly the types are three. There are three types of constructors. One is called default constructor, and second one, that is parameterized constructor, and third one you are having the copy constructor. That is, the third one is the copy constructor. So these are the three different types of constructor. One is default constructor, second one parameterized constructor, third one is the copy constructor. So each work in a different ways. Okay, but concept is the constructor. So we'll see one by one how exactly default constructor works, parameterized, and then the copy. First we'll go with the default constructor. That is first type, that is your default constructor. So a constructor which does not accept, okay, a constructor which does not accept any arguments. Okay, a constructor, default constructor definition is a constructor which does not, okay, which don't have any arguments. Okay, does not accept any arguments. Okay, or we can call it as a zero argument. Okay, any argument is called zero argument or zero constructor, or we call it as a default constructor. So this is the definition. What is the definition of the default constructor? Is a constructor which does not accept any arguments, which is no arguments with the constructor, that is called zero arguments, that is called the default arguments. And the second point, the default constructor simply allocated the memory to the data members of the object. Okay, what it will do? Default constructor simply allocate so as I told you, to create a, automatically it will create an object. Okay, so it will allocate memory to data members of the object, memory to data members of the objects. So these are the 2 points you should remember. The definition of the constructor, that is the first one, which does not have any arguments. Okay, and the second one, default constructor will allocate the memory for the data members of the particular objects. Okay, then when you go to the default constructor, there are some features. Okay, there are some features of your default constructor. Okay, so what are the features? The first feature, it is telling that for every object created, okay, whatever the object you created, every object created, this constructor is automatically called. Means default constructor is automatically called. Okay, for every object created, this constructor is automatically called. So when you create an object, okay, So for every object, the constructor will be automatically called. That is one feature. Second one, all objects of a class, okay, whatever the objects you create, all objects of a class are initialized to the same set of values, okay. That is, all objects of a class, all the objects of a class, okay, whatever objects you define are initialized to same set of values, are initialized to same set of values, okay. Whatever the objects of a class will be all initialized with the same set of values by the default constructor, by the default constructor, by the default constructor. That is a second feature. And there is a third feature, okay. If different objects are, whatever the different objects are to be initialized with the different values, okay. So different objects to be initialized with the different values, it cannot be done using the default constructor. If different objects, okay, that is a very important point. If different objects are to be initialized with the different values, different objects are to be initialized with different values. So if different objects with different values, which it cannot be done using the default constructor. It cannot be done using default constructor. So these are the three features you should remember. First one, every object, whatever the objects you created, the constructor will call automatically. And second one, all objects of a class, whatever the objects of a class are initialized to the same set of values by using the default constructor. And third one, if different objects are to be initialized with the different values, it is not possible in the default constructor, okay. So these three are the points you should remember for the default constructor. So when you go to the further, how exactly the default constructor should be written, that is the syntax you should follow, okay. So the syntax is the syntax of the default constructor, okay. So here, as I told you in the previous class, the class name and the constructor name should be same, okay. So the class name, then scope resolution operator, okay, then again the class name, okay, then you have body of here, body, whatever you want to write, then close the brace, okay. So here this is the constructor without any argument, constructor without argument, okay, which don't have any arguments. For example, we write like this. If I write a student, this is using the scope resolution operator, that is when you are using in the public section, okay. So this is the default constructor. Here we can write anything which is related to your body of the function. So this is called the default constructor, which don't have any arguments, only the name of the class, means name of the constructor. So means same name as the class name, okay. This is what the syntax tells, okay. When you go to the actual program, how you can write the default constructor? So we'll write a small program how exactly this default constructor works. So initialize, that is write with the your header files. Okay, then we have another one, that is we took, there is two are the common basic, we have basic your header files. Third one, as we took here C type.h. So C type is a character type. Okay, so then I will define a class. This is a class with the student class with the class name. Then in the private section, we define one with the register number, that is with the integer data type, one with the name with the character data type, register number and name. Okay, then in the public section, see this, in the public section I will define the constructor, that is default constructor, should be same name as the class name student and no arguments. Close the brace. This is the constructor. This is the constructor, that is your default constructor. Okay, then I will write one function here, that is display. So one is the constructor, one is the function. Close the brace and semicolon. So class ends. Now I will call this constructor using the your syntax. So class name with the scope resolution operator, and the class name means you are having the constructor name. So that is student is the class name, scope resolution operator. So again class name, that is your constructor, student and default constructor. Okay, in that what you should write in your body of the function, I am writing register number is equal to 0. You are initializing the register number with the 0. Okay, and you are having, what you have to do here, one string copy, C type to took. So I am doing what, one string copy, strcpy, string copy. Okay, what string copy? Name, that is book. Writing one name, that is the name of the book. Okay, so this is the default constructor. Okay, then second one, we have a function, that is void display. So void display. So as this is the your normal function, you should call with the your scope resolution operator and the class name. So void, what is the, this is the return type, then the class name student, then scope resolution operator, then the function name display. Okay, so this is earlier we discussed using the scope resolution operator with the normal function, return type, name of the class, scope resolution operator and the function name. So here we are printing two, that is one is register number and the name. See out register number, that is reg number. Then we are printing another one, that is a name. Close the brace. Okay, one, this is the constructor, this is the function. Okay, display function. Now the main function, that is the void main. In the main function we should call, what you should calling, we are having the name, that is the class name, and creating the object. We will create the object s1. Here we are not calling the constructor will automatically call. So when you create the object, so only called s1 dot display is the function. What it will display? It will display register number and the name. Close the here. So what is the output comes? The output is one is the register number. What is the register number you initialize? 0, and the name, what you copied the name, that is book. String copy, name is book. Okay, so like this you can write any default constructor using default constructor. This is a default constructor. First you write in header files, class with the class name, private section. In the public section we called a default constructor, then the one function. So in that constructor we return the body of the function, that we initialize register number and we copied, string copied with the name of the book. Okay, then second one, that is a display, that is a function, normal function, that is a return type is a void. Okay, we return here void display, then name of the class student, scope resolution operator, and your function name. In that we displayed register number and the name. So same output will be displayed here in the function, main function. That is very important. In the main function we are calling only the function, not the any constructor, because constructor will be called as we discussed, a constructor which is called objects automatically. Okay, so this is what about the default constructor. There are another two are there, that is parameterized constructor and copy constructor. Okay, so today we learned about constructor, what is default constructor, and what are the features of default constructor, and the syntax of default constructor with a simple example. Okay, so in the next class we will discuss other two types of constructors. Okay, thank you very much.